Hey, so Mattel finally revealed Masterverse. Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan. Thank you once again for joining me here just to have a little chat about some toys that are coming out. We've talked about Masterverse on the channel before because if you guys don't remember, these were sort of leaked, but not really leaked because they were on an official PowerPoint presentation that Mattel put out with one of their financial calls that showed some of the upcoming items, which included the Masterverse line. Now, in those original slides, the pictures were very small, very blurry, but we still talked about them, and I kind of gave my opinion on what I could see. But I said in that, I still wanted to wait until we got better pictures and everything. Those better pictures are here. So I know that I basically talked about these all day when they were revealed. If you guys follow me over on Twitter, that's where I tend to be most active when I'm talking about this stuff. And, I kind of just kept looking at the pictures and throwing out random opinions all day for anybody that cared to read my opinions, and kind of chatted back and forth with some fans on them. But I thought it might be cool to put together this little video and throw it out there, and that way you guys can agree with me or disagree with me or, call me names or whatever you guys want to do. I just want to throw these out there, and I don't know, maybe we're all on the same page here. Maybe we all have similar opinions. So let's just dig right into it. So first, Entertainment Weekly put up some still shots of the Masters of the Universe Revelation animated series coming to Netflix in July. This was the first time we had gotten official reveals of what the characters look like. And, just from those images, I like what I'm seeing so far. I'm not really going to get into that anymore right now. I'm probably just going to wait until that show is actually out and I'm going to watch it. And then we'll decide if we're going to discuss that in more detail. But, this is my toy channel. I want to talk about the toys. So as soon as that came out, the toys were finally officially revealed by Mattel. Went out to several outlets. I got very confused at first. I thought the pictures were leaking, and then I realized it was a timed release, and all these sites started posting them at the same time. So let's just jump right into it. Let's start with the most powerful man in the universe and talk about HeMan. This is my least favorite figure in the bunch. I'm not even going to lie about it. Not even going to lie about it. So I know that there's been a lot of discussion about the proportions and how the proportions seem a little off on this guy. I think that the idea here, it's not that I think, I know that the idea here is that these are all based on the animation style that we're seeing in the show. Even thinking on those lines, looking at this compared to the images we got from EW, the figure seems to be a little off model. It does. He's lanky and he's got a long torso and the head seems extra small, and I don't like the look on his face. I don't know what he looks just kind of too happy or something. The sword also seems small to me, the Sword of Power. Now, first of all, I do really like that the design of the Sword of Power essentially is a version of the original sword. I hate when the sword gets over redesigned. This looks good as far as the animation goes, but the actual toy, I don't know if it's just me or if the proportions seem weird because of the angles and the pictures. That very well could be the case, but the blade seems too skinny or something to me. And I feel the same way about the power harness. It seems too thin. I know I'm being super nitpicky, right? I don't even have this figure in my hands. I'm just looking at a picture of it, but that's my first impressions. Just giving you guys my first impressions of it. There's some other observations here. This is a 6-inch or 7-inch figure line, so it should be about in scale with Masters of the Universe Classics. These do look thinner than those. They're not as beefy as Classics was, but the articulation is very interesting. It seems to be more, modern with the articulation. We've got double joints, it looks like at the elbows and the knees. It looks like they're pinless joints. So all of you out there who love super articulated figures, that seems to be a very good thing. It'll be really interesting to get these guys in hand and really play with them and see how the posing and everything works with it. But I think that's all I've got on HeMan there. Let's go ahead and move on to Skeletor. I kind of like Skeletor. There are some things about him I don't completely love, but he definitely gives off this animation vibe. I wish the face was yellow. I really do. I'm always nitpicky about my Skeletor and wanting him to have the yellow face. If you don't agree with that, that's totally cool, man. I'm just saying I wish it was a little bit more yellow, but I kind of like the face otherwise. I like just that like animated look to him. I think the Havoc staff looks awesome. He's kind of got that same lankiness going on, but I do think, Skeletor can kind of have a bit more of like the disproportioned, like, I don't know, monstery look to him. Looks like he's got a cloth cape, but it's just like that straight cut. I don't know. I'm very hit or miss with cloth on capes for that reason, because it just looks like a cut piece of fabric. It doesn't really look much like a cape. But he's got the articulation and everything there as well. So I don't know. This one I feel a little bit better about than HeMan, and I'm anxious to see him in hand, like hold him in person just to see how I feel. And it'll be fun to kind of compare him to all the different versions of Skeletor we've received over the years. Mossman is pretty fun looking, to be perfectly honest. I know that this is the only one, I think, in this batch that has had involvement by the Four Horsemen. I could be wrong, but I think I remember the Horsemen saying that this is mostly an Mattel in-house designed toy line, but the Horsemen, who, by the way, if you don't know, they're the guys who sculpted like all of Masters of the Universe Classics, all the 2002 figures. They've been very involved in HeMan for a long time, but I think Mossman is the only one that they've really touched. So he does seem to be a little bit more detailed than the other figures. The paint deco, like specifically when you look at his face, you can really see the lack of paint deco there. He's just kind of like molded in the greens, and like they got a little bit of a light green on the head there, but it's, he's kind of missing a lot of paint on the face, it feels like. I do like how he looks, though. He's kind of a fun redesign because he still looks like Mossman, but they really kind of beefed him up. He's got a bit of a Swamp Thing vibe going on, but that's cool. He's kind of the same type of a character. I like this. I think this almost looks like it could have been a 2000X redesign of Mossman, and even though he had a 2000X redesign, but this almost looks like it could have fit in with that. So I'm very anxious to get a hold of this guy to check him out. Evil Lynn is the one I've seen a lot of people kind of saying that they don't like how she's been redesigned so much. I don't really see this as too drastic of a redesign for the character, unless you're specifically talking about Filmation versus this. Like, she was wearing obviously like the leotard type look in Filmation, and she also had the big flowing cape, but we've seen her with this kind of cloak like design, specifically in the 2000X series. The biggest difference here, she's wearing pants, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. One of the other big differences is she's got an alt head where she's got long white hair, and I've mentioned this before, but we had never seen Evil Lynn with long hair. She's always been depicted with very short hair. So that's an interesting look for her as well. I think she looks better with the helmeted head. I don't know. I kind of like this. It's interesting that like one of her accessories is like this satchel. That must have something to do with something we're going to see in the show. Otherwise, I don't know why that would be like a called out accessory. But she also comes with two versions of her wand, which I really like. She's got like the short wand like the vintage toy, and a long staff wand like in the 2000X series. So that's kind of neat. You got like both options there for the wand. So I don't know. I'm all right with this Evil Lynn, especially the helmet on version. So anxious to see that too. Okay, so we're going to jump over to Battle Cat. Now, Battle Cat, to be perfectly honest, it's my favorite of the bunch. I think he looks very, very cool. I'm glad that he's got more articulation, like the Masters of the Universe Classics version. He's got the articulation at the ankles and the knees and everything, so he will stand better than the Origins version. He's got, he mostly looks like original Battle Cat, but they made the helmet a little bit more angular. So it's interesting because like they kind of did that in the 2000X one as well, but he only had just a mask instead of a full helmet. So this brings back the full helmet, and when you look at it from the side, it does look a little off. I'll say that. It looks a little off from the side, but all in all, I think this is a very cool looking Battle Cat. Also, it looks like when his helmet comes off, his head has a very cringer look to it, and that's kind of cool. That's not something we usually see with Battle Cat toys. So if there's any figure that I'm very excited about out of this line so far, it's going to be Battle Cat. Okay. So this monstrosity. I almost feel like this is a spoiler, but it's too late. It's out there. Even when I shared it, I felt like I was sharing a spoiler, and some people even kind of were like, this is a spoiler. But this like went out with the press release. It was everywhere, so I can't not talk about it. I'm very sorry if this feels like a spoiler for the show. This is a figure called Skelegod. I really don't know how I feel about this. He's like this giant buffed out version of Skeletor, I guess. It's an interesting design choice. Now, we've seen something like this in Eternia Wars, the comic, but this isn't exactly the same thing. I think this is from Revelation. Interesting things to point out here. He's got like the ram horns on his head, kind of like his Havoc staff. There's like a green scar type thing on his chest that is shaped like the HeMan H. And he's holding the Sword of Power. So is this Skeletor with the power of Grayskull? Or is this like a Skeletor that's going to make a face turn? I don't know. That's all pure speculation. Maybe I'll feel different about this after watching the show and seeing what this is about and what they're doing with this. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about it right now. I just don't. So there you go. I guess those are my thoughts and my opinions on these first reveals of Masters of the Universe Revelation figures in the new Masterverse line. So obviously I'm not like over the moon about these. I think that's pretty blatant, and that's okay. Like, I don't have to be. And if you guys think that they look great, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong or anything like that. I'm not like that. And if you think I'm too nitpicky, that's cool. You can have that opinion. I'm going to do that. Like I always try to be the guy that's like, let's wait and see what the series is like, and maybe I'll feel different about the toys after I watch the show. Let's see. I'm going to get them. I'm going to review them. I'm going to have them in hand. Because I'm a Masters of the Universe fan and collector. I'm going to get them, and I want to check them out. And sometimes pictures don't do things justice. I might feel completely different about these when I have them in hand. We will see. I do think Battle Cat looks cool. I like some of the design choices that they're doing here. I'm fine with things not being identical to the things that came before. Okay, I'm not that guy that feels like everything has to look just like it did in the vintage line. But I do get nitpicky about certain things sometimes, and I know that. So there you go. Those are my opinions. Feel free to let me know what you guys think. You guys can post it in the comments, or we can chat about it on Twitter if you want to. But I wanted to put these out there in case you guys hadn't seen them yet. They were all over the place at various different websites. So I don't think it's like one specific site I need to credit on there. It was Mattel even put out a press release on them. So they are out there now. I don't know exactly when they come out. Probably summertime to align with the show is what I'm guessing. So there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, my friends.
The Toys of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is available for pre-order now. This official guidebook is published by Dark Horse Books and features over 750 pages of photos and information on your favorite He-Man and She-Ra action figures. And don't miss out on the exclusive bundle pack available for pre-order now from PowerCon. This bundle includes the official guide as well as an exclusive character guide supplement that you won't be able to buy anywhere else. Don't miss out. You have the power.